What is up, guys? It is Jade Wrestling here, back again with another video. And I said that I didn't want to do no more long intros, but let's just start off with this. WrestleMania 42 Night 2 absolutely blew Night 1 out of the water. From start to finish, this show felt like a WrestleMania. A lot of enjoyable matches, a lot of shocking moments. I cannot wait to talk about everything that happened here on WrestleMania. Let's start off with the opening match. Starting off with the match that was in many ways the most anticipated one on the show for a lot of people, including myself. It was Brock Lesnar versus Oba Femi. Both entrances for these guys were the personification of aura. Oba Femi's attire also looked really awesome, man. The full red. We haven't seen a lot of bright colors on Oba Femi, so I feel like the new red gear from WrestleMania 42 would make a great action figure for Oba Femi. Maybe even an Ultimate Edition. Like, dude, can you imagine an Ultimate Edition Oba Femi? Because the Elite 121 Oba, I haven't been able to find online or anywhere. Like, it's out of stock on every single site that I go to. So maybe if they were to look into a new Oba Femi, make the Ultimate Edition with like all the head sculpts and the hand motions he does, that would be absolutely awesome. Mattel, take notes. We want an Ultimate Edition Oba Femi. But start to finish, I feel like this match, yes, was short, but it was all it needed to be, man. You had Brock Lesnar kind of getting overpowered by Oba Femi in the beginning because they started off with like the lockups, and then Oba Femi ended up shoving Brock Lesnar over, and Brock had an amazing sell to that, by the way. Brock Lesnar, I feel like generally is a really underrated seller. And then Brock had to regroup, man. He went to the outside of the ring, and then he started overpowering Oba Femi a little bit. Then threw him into the post, threw him into the steps, and then took him to Suplex City. And it was looking like Brock Lesnar was gonna get an advantage, but he hit Obafemi with an F5, and Obafemi stayed down for a little bit, but he ended up getting back up, choke slamming Brock Lesnar, which I haven't seen. I don't even remember the last time I've seen someone choke slam Brock Lesnar. Like that was a pretty insane visual. And he ended up hitting him with the fall from grace to pick up the victory. Right length, right explosivity, right winner. This match overall, I feel like it was pretty perfect. But the real talking point and the real headline that everybody's talking about throughout this entire WrestleMania honestly came afterwards. Because Brock Lesnar was sitting in the ring, he just lost to Oba, still kind of selling a little bit, soaking in the moment because we all knew that like, hey, this is probably going to be his last WrestleMania if he's going to retire at SummerSlam this year. But nope, he starts taking off his gloves and taking off his boots, and he leaves them in the ring. He starts tearing up a little bit, and I'm like, dude, no. Brock Lesnar just seemingly retired at WrestleMania 42. I can't believe it, man. Like I was not expecting this at all. I thought he was gonna retire at SummerSlam and face Gunther or something and add to Gunther's resume, but nope. Brock Lesnar has retired at WrestleMania 42. He embraced Paul Heyman, and by the look on Paul Heyman's face, I could tell that this was very much real. Also, Brock Lesnar throwing up the X sign, because if you don't know the X sign in wrestling, that's to symbolize like something is real, like it's not part of the script. And it looks like Brock Lesnar's retirement wasn't a part of the script, but I could tell by Paul Heyman's face he was really emotional. Obviously, him and Brock Lesnar really good friends in real life. They've been for a very long time. And yeah, it sucks to see Brock Lesnar go so abruptly, not gonna lie. But I feel like this final match for Brock was very fitting. It showcased everything that was awesome about Brock Lesnar. I mean, like I said, his selling, his power moves, his explosivity, it's just showcased everything we all love about Brock Lesnar, man. Thank you, Brock. Moving now to another very anticipated match for a lot of people. We had the Intercontinental Championship ladder match as Penta defended against JD McDonough, Dragon Lee, Rey Mysterio, Rusev, and Javon Evans. This match was certainly quite a spectacle, man. A lot of high spots here because we had a lot of high flyers featuring people like Dragon Lee and Penta and JD and all that. So we were seeing some crazy stuff with the ladders. We saw Rey Mysterio. He was launched by Penta to the outside, and he hit a big seated senton on Rusev through a ladder. I would have put a ladder here, but I'm kind of in the middle of renovating my bedroom right now, and I couldn't find any other ladders. Unfortunately, I put all the ladders over here. But Rey Mysterio was looking really good in this match. Obviously, just came off of a rib injury. Dragon Lee, man, he was also looking fire, man. I feel like Dragon Lee was the star of this match. You know, Dragon Lee, he's kind of flown under the radar sometimes because of all the like next Rey Mysterio type luchadors we've had. Because you know, like we got Penta on the roster these days. We got Ray who's still there. We got Ray Phoenix and all that. So I feel like Dragon Lee has kind of flown under the radar a little bit. But dude, he's still a really awesome luchador, and he was able to show this here in this WrestleMania ladder match. I hope Dragon Lee gets more of a sustained push. Because dude, he's young, he's hungry, he's awesome. It was looking like Javon Evans was going to pick up the victory here. He had a massive OG cutter on Rusev, but he ended up not being able to pick up the win. We saw Penta hit a massive Mexican Destroyer on JD McDonough on the ladder. JD McDonough sold that like he was pretty much dead. Like, dude, that was a freaking awesome spot. And in the end, we had a bit of an unexpected victor as Penta ended up retaining. I felt like with all the different people we had in this match and the fact that this is a WrestleMania, I was under the impression that Penta was not going to win. He was not going to retain. But at least they gave us an unexpected result here, man. I love Penta. I love him as Intercontinental Champion. So I'm definitely excited to see his reign continue. So Penta retains here at WrestleMania. Sami Zayn versus Trick Williams for the United States Championship. This was, for the record, my least favorite match of the night. I feel like just with everything it was up against, the excuse me, this match really didn't bring too many goods compared to something like the ladder match or the Brock Oba match or Roman versus Punk or anything like that. So this was definitely my least favorite match on the show. But the crowd were definitely pretty into it. They were chanting a lot of. I heard a lot of "whoop that trick" in that arena during Trick Williams' entrance. Man, I can't talk. What I'm trying to say is that I heard a lot of whoop that trick during Trick Williams' entrance. We did see Trick Williams pick up the win in the end with a trick shot when Sami Zayn was going for the haluva kick, and he celebrates with a little yachty. I'm definitely excited for Trick Williams to hold the United States Championship. I feel like he's going to be a solid U.S. champ. Because dude, it's been a while since we've had like a heel United States champion. But pretty much all the United States champions have been baby faces. They've been doing the U.S. title open challenges and all that. So I don't know if Trick Williams is going to continue that. I don't know if a heel would really continue it. But either way, I feel like Trick Williams is going to be a solid United States champion, especially up against that stacked mid card that they have on SmackDown. The Demon Finn Balor versus Dominic Mysterio. Originally, this was just going to be like a normal 1v1 match, but on the kickoff show, they ended up changing it to a street fight between the Demon and Dom. So we had the stipulation attached, which definitely did make it better in my opinion. Because dude, we only had one other 1v1 stipulation match on this entire show. So yeah, change it up a bit. Give us a street fight. That was definitely the right call. And dude, Mattel, if you skip over that WrestleMania 42 Finn Balor attire, so help me, because they skipped over WrestleMania 39 Demon Finn Balor, and there's so many people who still want it to this day, and they still just refuse to make that gear. I don't know why. They better make this Demon Finn Balor gear, because dude, this was absolutely awesome. This was an awesome gear. Like there was a little illustration of like the demon eating Dominic on the back, which was pretty insane. He had like that the headdress, all the different streamers, and the like wrecking ball thing that he had. I don't really know what that was. It was like it reminded me of kind of like a stick pony, like you know like those stick ponies where there's a stick and then there's a pony head on the end of it. It kind of reminded me of that, just a bunch of spikes on it. And I definitely like this match a lot. I know it was pretty short. They didn't give it very much time, but they definitely did good with the time they were allotted. We saw a chair 619 by Dominic Mysterio with Finn Balor's head wedged in the chair. Dominic Mysterio's attire also looked pretty cool, by the way. I wouldn't mind a figure of that either. But in the end, we did manage to see Finn Balor drape Dominic Mysterio over a table, and he hit a super clean coup de grace through that table. Man, I was kind of scared the table wasn't going to break because I've seen like coup de graces and different moves like that on tables before, and the table hasn't really broken. But the table broke. It looked freaking awesome, and Finn Balor was able to put Dominic Mysterio away. The Demon finally has a good showcase after so long because his last two matches he lost to a 50-year-old guy inside Hell in a Cell at WrestleMania 39, and then he lost to Roman Reigns at Extreme Rules 2021 when the rope broke. So finally, the Demon Finn Balor gets a good showcase. I really don't know where he could go from here. I hope he's not involved in the Judgment Day loop, like if he keeps feuding with the Judgment Day. Rhea Ripley versus Jade Cargill for the WWE Women's Championship. This is another match that was kind of just okay. I feel like it could have been a bit more finisher festy, if you know what I'm saying. Because I don't remember seeing a single Jaded in this match. Like I feel like we could have seen a couple more big moves than we did end up seeing. But we ended up we did end up seeing BFAB and Michin come down, and then they're trying to screw over Rhea Ripley a little bit. It looks like they're going to be successful, and here comes Io Sky. Excuse me. CEO Sky, great to see her get a WrestleMania moment, man, 'cause she was left off the card. I remember WrestleMania 41 where she actually walked out of night two as a world champion with a successful defense, and then it was looking like yeah that she wasn't going to be on the show in any capacity. But I'm glad she managed to get a spot, and she distracted Jade Cargill after taking out Beef Michin just enough for Rhea Ripley to go from behind, try to get Jade Cargill. But Jade Cargill ended up getting out. She was about to hit a Jaded on Rhea Ripley, but Rhea Ripley had a super smooth counter to that, rolling underneath Jade Cargill and hitting a Riptide to pick up the victory. Rhea Ripley is your new WWE Women's Champion. I guess I sorta called this. We have the host of WrestleMania, John Cena. By the way, I did make a pretty sick suited John Cena custom that I forgot to make for the night one review. Let me know down in the comments down below what you think of that. But we had John Cena coming down, announcing the attendance, and then he's like, "My duties as host are done. Sorry, man. Bye," and all that. And then here comes The Miz with Kit Wilson in tow, and The Miz is like, "No, I need my WrestleMania moment." And John Cena actually complies. He gives The Miz the floor, and The Miz is about to have his WrestleMania moment with Kit Wilson, I guess. But then we hear Danhausen's music, and Danhausen comes down with a really cool entrance. He has the Danhausen mobile, which I guess is a thing, and he also had a bunch of the little Danhausens as well. Then the little Danhausens all attack Kit Wilson, and Danhausen ends up hitting a massive low blow on the Miz. Poor Miz just can't catch a break. Danhausen and John Cena are kind of looking at each other a bit, and Danhausen tries to pull the "You Can't See Me" on John Cena with a smoke bomb. He was supposed to disappear, but he forgot to disappear, and he had to roll under the ring, which was super duper funny. Obviously, that wasn't a botch. Danhausen's entire supernatural gimmick is purely satire, and at moments like this is what makes him so funny. But yeah, this was really entertaining. This is how John Cena should have been used as a host. Into the main event of WrestleMania 42, Night 2, Roman Reigns versus CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship. Sorry, I gotta adjust my camera a bit. Just like I said with Brock Lesnar and Oba Femi, these entrances were absolutely aura. Roman Reigns is coming down to his old theme song, which I was not expecting. I saw certain people campaigning for it online, including myself. I'm very glad that his old Head of the Table theme song is back, even if it's just for one night. And Roman Reigns had graphics behind it with people like Yokozuna and the Wild Samoans and Peter Maivia and Umaga as well. Just a bunch of members of his family. CM Punk's entrance also really cool. He had a jacket that paid tribute to a bunch of different backstage individuals who have sadly passed away as of late. And he also had a Larry patch on the front of his jacket, as well as a crown on the back of his jacket, which is an homage to King Harley Race, of course, one of CM Punk's idols as a kid. And from beginning to ending, I feel like this match was pretty much a masterpiece. I know I keep talking about the attires, but dude, Mattel, if you were to make both of the attires from this match, Roman Reigns with the gold outlined gauntlets look absolutely awesome. CM Punk with the white, purple, and gold looked absolutely awesome as well. Please, Mattel, take notes once again. But this match, like I said, was a masterpiece, man. They gave this match a lot of time to deliver the goods, and it certainly did do that. A lot of really cool stuff from CM Punk. He went all classic Punk with a huge elbow drop through the announce table on Roman Reigns. They were teasing it originally, and it didn't happen, but it ended up happening the second time around. A minor criticism that I do want to point out, we saw CM Punk hanging from the top rope on the outside of the ring, and Roman Reigns was mauling him, and then he picked up the steel steps and smacked CM Punk right in the face. I know they were saying that like the ref was having a bit of leeway in this match, but dude, if you're allowing a foreign object shot to the face while somebody is caught up in the ropes, if that's considered leeway, what else are you gonna let slide? I mean, how come on SmackDown versus Raw 2011 when I hit somebody with steel steps, when I hit the manager with steel steps, no less, I'm the one who gets disqualified. Why aren't you disqualifying Roman Reigns? Like that didn't really take away too much from the quality of this match. It was brutal. CM Punk got busted open. He was looking like a mess towards the end of the match, but he did have a bit of quite a few second wins actually. He hit Roman Reigns with a GTS, and Roman Reigns came off the ropes. A spot which I really hate, not gonna lie. Like when CM Punk hits the GTS and then the person bounces off the ropes back into his arms. Like I don't want to use the word fake, but it looks fake, dude. Like I really detest that spot. But Roman Reigns fell back onto CM Punk's shoulders, and CM Punk is about to lift him up, but his legs just gave out because the match was just too physical. It was too brutal, and Punk ended up crumbling. He gave all he had, but Roman Reigns ended up hitting a spear, and then yet another spear. Two pins CM Punk, 1, 2, 3. Roman Reigns is the World Heavyweight Champion. Oh my gosh, man. I can't believe they put that world title on a part-timer. Do you remember back in 2023, the World Heavyweight Championship that I remember when Seth Rollins was defending it day in and day out with a broken back? I can't believe they just gave this title to Roman Reigns.
This part-time crap, we're gonna fix that.
Well, it looks like you don't got nothing to complain about, internet wrestling community. Roman Reigns is going to be taking on a full-time schedule, it looks like, up until the summer. As for what happens after the summer, I don't really know. Maybe that's when he loses the title or something. I feel like this is going to be a year-long run, not going to lie. I think they'd want him to carry the title into WrestleMania 43 to possibly fight The Rock. At the same time, I don't really know if The Rock would really be going for the World Heavyweight Championship or really any world title at this stage. I don't know, man. It's kind of a fishy situation. But Roman Reigns appearing every week as a full-time babyface with the World Heavyweight Championship, that's pretty cool, man. I don't know about you. Especially if he's building up more feuds with some more people who maybe aren't exactly a CM Punk or a Seth Rollins or a The Rock on like the pay-per-views, like maybe a Backlash or Money in the Bank. Like when you look at the Raw roster, look at the people he could feud with. He could go up against maybe Penta, maybe Rusev. There's a lot of history there. Maybe Finn Balor, maybe Dominic Mysterio. Like, dude, those are some feuds that we either have never seen or haven't seen in a really long time. So yeah, I feel like that'd be pretty cool. Roman Reigns as a full-time World Heavyweight Champion on the Raw brand, and of course they teased an Oba Femi match as well. They both called each other out a bit. The crowd was chanting at Roman, "Oba's gonna kill you" on the post show, which might be pretty accurate. I feel like it'd be pretty cool if they had the King of the Ring tournament and Oba Femi wins that, and then at SummerSlam he goes on to defeat Roman Reigns to win the World Heavyweight Championship. If there's anybody who should be doing that, it's Oba Femi. This guy's an absolute monster. He can wrestle, he has charisma, he can cut promos. Do not flop Oba Femi, WWE. He is the next real deal. When you don't take into account the night one main event, I feel like WrestleMania overall was pretty dang solid this year, man. Night two absolutely saved it, in my opinion. This was a really good night of action with a lot of really cool moments. From the moment Brock Lesnar retired all the way up to Roman Reigns won the World Heavyweight Championship, this just felt like a WrestleMania. On night one, it didn't always feel like a WrestleMania. It felt like a SummerSlam or some sort of other pay-per-view, something like that. But dude, this felt like the biggest show of the year. Absolutely adored this night two of WrestleMania. So I'm gonna give this show a 9 out of 10. That's just my personal ranking. Let me know your ranking down in the comments below. As always, I would greatly appreciate it if you were to smash a like on this video, subscribe to Jed Wrestling, and turn on notifications so you never miss a new video. But yes, Jed Wrestling out.